Buster, can you please turn that volume?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NoBudget podcast. I'm Alex, and today we have another episode that I'm going to be doing on WandaVision because this week's episode was just absolutely crazy. Everybody's talking about it, and so I will. I have a bunch of my points wrote down, not in order of when they happened in the show, because I know the first one's in the credits. But let's go ahead and get into it with Magneto's helmet being in the credits. We already have this in the show. They already confirmed that Eric Lyncher, I believe what his name is not the father of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, at least to the knowledge of everybody. His name was Ignat, I believe. Ignat Maximoff, I think. Don't fully quote me here. But it is not Magneto. But at the end, in the credits, his helmet, his iconic helmet, is in the credits. So maybe they're going to take from the comics where the Maximoffs are not actually Pietro and Wanda's parents. Maybe they're going to reveal that their father is a mutant. And who knows what they're going to do with the mother. Maybe they'll do something like the mother cheated on Ignat. I want to keep saying Ignat with Eric, and didn't tell him or didn't tell the children. Either she didn't tell him and he has no idea, or she just didn't tell the children and the two parents just decided that they wouldn't talk about it, that was just their real father. Moving on, we have Pietro is recast from Aaron Taylor Johnson to Evan Peters. Now, this is the thing that people have been talking about the most. Evan Peters is still Quicksilver, as we know of. I would like to go out on a limb and say Evan Peters did fine as Quicksilver, but I like Aaron Taylor Johnson way more. I thought his portrayal of Quicksilver was amazing, which makes what's happening here more to see in her grief, because I can understand it more, because I loved Aaron Taylor Johnson more than Evan Peters as Quicksilver. But we can't have Aaron Taylor Johnson anymore. We have Evan Peters as Quicksilver, though, and that's probably what's going through Wanda's mind is, I can't have my real brother, but he is something close. He is almost there, but not completely, and that is what I love about them having Evan Peters in WandaVision. I was excited about the reveal. The reveal was amazing. They teased like they were going to leave it on a cliffhanger, and then they showed him. Evan Peters is a very good actor, you can tell. And just the entire episode was amazing, but the entire end scene was probably one of my favorite out of the entire show. Moving on, Vision is slowly figuring out what is going on, and I believe it is because Wanda cannot control him because he is dead. I feel like towards the end, what's going to be the downfall of Wanda in the Westview Hex is Vision is slowly going to learn what happened. He's going to get all the subliminal messages from Darcy and Wu and all of them. He's going to finally start piecing things together. And then he's going to stop Wanda. I can tell you that what's probably going to happen is Wanda and Vision are going to have a battle in Westview. And they're going to have the big emotional final battle of let us go, let me go, or something like that. And then Wanda finally snaps out of it. Which has a very nice lean in to Doctor Strange too, because just because she did the right thing and let Vision finally die and stop the control over Westview does not mean she is going to be happy about it. I think what that's going to do is either Doctor Strange has to work with her because he sees how much of a threat she is to their reality. He works with her and he takes her with him to stop. I think Nightmare is the villain of Doctor Strange 2. Maybe oh god, whoever at the end of Doctor Strange 2 in the post-credit scene, more, oh fuck, I'm really sad about this. Anyway, I think that's how that's gonna go, or she can be the villain. She can definitely be the villain. That'd be interesting. Next, what are Billy and Tommy's powers? I don't remember why I wrote this one down, but I can tell you that their powers are probably going to be similar. Not only similar to Wanda's, but similar to each other's because they were twins. And they're already shown that they can age themselves up together. Unless it's just one of the twins doing it. I think they're just going to have a similar power to Wanda. Wanda got her stuff from the Mind Stone. Maybe this is going to be almost like them getting their powers from the Reality Stone, where they have more of a reality basis power than the Mind Stone. But that's a separate issue. I don't know what their power is going to be, and off the top of my head, I cannot remember what the powers for the twin sons of Wanda in the comics are. I can't even remember their names because I don't think it was Billy and Tommy. But anyway, continue to move on. Pietro has a red hand in the mirror. So I did explain this a little bit in my nerd culture video. Here's the link to that. I don't think it's anything to do with Mephisto or something like that. As you can see throughout the entire show, this stuff happens. They have the red glimmer effect. It is Wanda's powers. It's obvious what it is. It's Wanda's powers. But stepping outside of the realm of possibility, I made 2 theories in my nerd culture video, so you guys should definitely check that out. Next, Agnes knows about Wanda's manipulation. This is crazy because she is basically an adaptation of Agatha the Witch from the comics. There's more to her, but she's basically a straight adaptation. And I love that she is almost like an actress in Wanda's stuff, and I think she is the missing person from Jimmy Woo's board. I think that's the person they can't find. Is Agnes, because maybe she's a different form. Maybe that's how they're gonna go. Maybe, because she is on screen, so they would definitely know if it was her. But things can happen. Maybe she ended up changing her appearance. Maybe Mephisto got in her body and changed her appearance a little bit. Changed her hair, changed her hair color and stuff like that. Because what my guess is, Jimmy Woo is one of the cops that go off straight up basic descriptions of, say for a person, what they're wearing, what their hair color is, maybe about what their hairstyle is. I don't think he's going to go into little detail, so maybe Mephisto is controlling Agnes, and he changed her hair color, and her clothes to match the decade, and her hairstyle, so we won't recognize her. Anyway, to keep moving on, we have Wanda's accent does come back when she gets out of the hex. Now, I noticed this, and people are making a big deal out of it, and there's an easy explanation for this. She's hiding her accent in the hex because she's wanting to be a normal sitcom family with Vision. There's nothing big to it. She's just wanting to be normal, and her Sokovian accent, to her, at least in her mind, doesn't make her normal. But I love that little detail. When she comes out, she has the Sokovian accent. When she goes back in, she loses it immediately. Also love that they foreshadow Pietro returning. That was cool. The big one here. Wanda stole Vision's body. Crazy stuff. It shouldn't shock us that Wanda is grieving, and she wanted to be with him, so she did whatever it took. I was not expecting her to steal the body from Sword. That was an interesting one. So, I'm glad they added it in. It is developing her character a little more. And it was all around a very, very interesting scene. And finally, for the final topic I wrote down is, Wanda is the most powerful Avenger, confirmed by Jimmy Woo, Maria Rambeau, or Maria? Which Rambeau is it? Anyway, Spectrum, we'll go with that. Photon, whatever the fuck it was. And Darcy Lewis. They confirmed that Monica, not Maria, sorry, it's Monica Rambeau. By Monica, Jimmy Woo, is it Jimmy Woo? I'm having trouble, I am terrible with names. And Darcy Lewis confirmed that Scarlet Witch is the most powerful Avenger. And that's including Captain Marvel. Now, the distance we have here from Monica and Captain Marvel is crazy, because what everybody seems to think is the logical answer here is that Carol Danvers didn't come back to see or come back to help Maria when she had cancer. That was all left on Monica. And maybe she has some resentment for it. I mean, I can understand where that would make sense. But she would have to definitely consider, if they're going to go in this direction, that there's millions upon millions of planets that we might not even know about that Carol Danvers is trying to save. And the only reason she came back to Earth is because she had a pager from Nick Fury, which got pressed as Thanos snapped everybody away. Maybe she figured out that Fury called her back and she came. Maybe she's mad about that, because there was, I believe, like a week in between her coming back to Sword and the blip where she came back and Maria was already dead, which it did confirm that Monica died in the snap and Maria didn't, because Maria died of cancer like 2 or 3 years later. That's an interesting little detail that I love to see, is that I love figuring out who in the universe died from the snap. As they introduce more characters like Blade and the Fantastic Four and Shang-Chi and the villain was Shang-Chi, the Mandarin, I would love to know if they were all snapped away or not. If they were dusted and then blipped back. It'd be interesting to know that a villain, a future upcoming villain like maybe even Morpheus or Kang or the Mandarin or Doctor Doom were snapped away, and because they had to blip everybody back, they all came back as a result to cause more havoc in the future. It'd be really cool to know if Galactus or Kang were able to be snapped. That would be an awesome detail to know, because that would also give them a way of figuring out how to defeat them. Maybe they'd have to go back and get the Infinity Stones again, and then do the same thing they did in Endgame all over again after they kill Kang or Galactus. But this is just going back into speculation time. I have taken up 13, almost 14 minutes of your time, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.